Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we're going to be checking out the upcoming changes for the update next Monday, March 6th for World of Warships Legends. Of course, my main reason for making these videos is to get your guys' feedback. So as you proceed through the video, let me know what you're interested in, what you're finding to be intriguing, what you find to be abhorrent. Okay, that helps me direct my coverage for you guys right out of the gate. All right, speaking of out of the gate, here's the first thing. Tier 8 French cruiser Carnot. Well-protected, hard-hitting, speedy cruiser. That's the campaign reward ship. We will be going in-depth on these ships. Anything that's new that's mentioned during these videos, of course, we will be covering very soon. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and consider subscribing. We'll be covering this thing as soon as we can. Return of Racing Legends. Okay, there's a side mode called Racing. I didn't really get a chance to check it out too in depth last time, but basically you're sailing around the ship and you're trying to race dudes on the track. All right, so that's the idea here. That's coming back for the second time. We got some prizes here that are intriguing. Destroyer Bulletproof and a cruiser called Perfect 10. Hopefully we get to preview these for you guys, and then you'll be able to decide, is it worth spending your hard-earned time here on Earth pursuing these ships. You can also get some skins, some guises, whatever else creates. That'll be coming March 20th. All right, so stay tuned for more details there. St. Patty's Day is coming back. It happens every year. I know it because it's the week of my birthday. Here we got something called a Tier 7 Celtic is the main prize. And, we'll see what's going on there. So stay tuned again. Not a lot of details, but we know roughly what's coming. Tier 8 ships, here they come. We get more of them. American Battleship Minnesota, my home state. American Cruiser Seattle. Japanese Destroyer Kitakaze. British Cruiser Drake. And the Pan-Asian Destroyer Chung Mu. Alright, so American Battleship Minnesota, I think, is one of the... It's probably the next ship after the Kansas. Kind of a wide, thick thing with nasty guns, hopefully. I'll be previewing that one. American Cruiser Seattle. I don't know if it's heavy or light cruiser. You guys let me know. I'm kind of out of the loop on Seattle. Kitakaze, Japanese gunboat. Currently we got only the Akizuki, the Tier 7 Japanese gunboat. Here we got another one, Kitakaze. British Cruiser Drake, I think, would probably be a heavy cruiser because we already got the Neptune, the light cruiser branch, and the Chung Mu. By the way, Zen Yang. Tough to debate that it's not the best tech tree Tier 7 destroyer in the game right now. At least that's the position that I regularly advocate for. Chung Mu, the next one, Latline. So there's a handful of these ships, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, let's check this out. Oh, we need credits. Well, we don't have any credits. Well, have to take them as we can get them. Oh, here's the Sejong, another Tier 8 that we want. Of course, that's the extension of the Pan-Asian Cruiser line, which I played the Harbin a fair amount, and that thing is nasty, nasty, nasty. This thing should be even better. All right, so we need credits. Give me some credits. Rank battles back, you know the drill there. Debut of Pan America. Now, you guys have been hyping up this thing. I don't know when the word broke that Atlantico was coming. But as soon as word broke, you guys started coming into my streams saying Atlantico, Atlantico, Atlantico. Okay, well, I don't know anything about it. Now we know a little bit. Here's what it is. Premium Tier 7 battleship, powerful, accurate, long-range secondaries, plus AP, only main battery guns. That sounds outstanding. Coming to the game March 6th. Well, that's update Monday, so that'll be ready to go for anyone looking for Atlantico. Oh, by the way, it's got a guy called Pedro Lima Santos piloting it, so we'll have to check him out as well. Schlieffen, Bureau. Here's a legendary ship. German battle cruiser. Man, goddamn, we got some cool ships coming. That's a legendary tier ship, which inherently isn't a bad thing, but you do have to play the game. You have to play it in games with other legendary tier players, which is the downside, of course. Nothing we can do about that, though. It's going to have the longest reaching secondaries in Legend, and by the way, it's got torps. All right, so the Schlieffen coming. Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff. We got a lot of cool ships to preview, and not enough credits to do so, unfortunately. that's why I'm going to need some feedback for you guys to direct my attention, because that's going to be impulsive buying opportunities. Balance changes we're going to talk about here in a moment. Bug fixes. Hopefully you don't have any bugs. But if you do, hopefully they fix them. National Plus voiceover. This one I've been asking for a long time. It doesn't really matter. But currently, if you want the national voiceovers, which is like, yo, I'm a German commander, the guy starts talking in German, right? Makes sense. I'm playing a Japanese ship. Okay, well, now we're hearing some Japanese. Kind of cool, especially for a backwater, non-cosmopolitan guy like me who only really hears one language or maybe two throughout the course of my day. Now I get some flavor to you guys in Europe are like, well, wah, wah, wah. We get 30 different languages every day. Not around here, man. We get 2, usually. Maybe a couple more, depending on where you're at. But here, we get the different languages, and if we get the Azure lane, then we can hear those gals as well. Because currently, you can either select the event commanders / the default, which is the English dude, or you can use the national ones, but not both. It never made sense to me. They went ahead and fixed it here. I give that 2 thumbs up. It's not critical like fixing Will to Rebuild, but nevertheless, it's a positive development nevertheless. So I'll be looking forward to that one. Let's go into the balance changes page here. Now, we're going to start off with Maine. This is interesting to me. It says it's been fairly underwhelming for many players. She hasn't been performing well. And we decided to significantly improve our survivability by increasing the HP of our hull, reducing the HP in individual components. It's a complicated matter. This is the first time in a patch notes I've ever seen them delineate various parts of the ship's HP on their own. So I don't know if this is going to be a new trend or if this is just a unique thing here, but nevertheless, they're attempting to make the main more durable, which is fine. I don't think the main's super strong or even that good right now. Ibuki, the Ibuki is interesting to me. They say it's been, this is Ibuki and Ibuki B, by the way. The Ibuki duo has been performing poorly, they write, though they saw a great improvement thanks to the fix their turret verse last update, which makes sense, right? Previously, 20% of the offensive firepower generally didn't work on the ship, which generally meant it was 20% weaker than all the other ships that it was meant to be balanced vis-a-vis. Here, and then once that was fixed, they saw a great improvement. Well, makes sense. But now they're making them even stronger. They're adding more HE damage, more AP damage. Oh, on the Ibuki main battery, the Ibuki B main battery reload time is now going to match the Tech Tree one. Previously, the Tech Tree Ibuki was slightly stronger. This one's a little bit funny to me. I'm going to read it verbatim. Colbert is a tremendous ship in the right hands, but she has poor battle impact and a poor win rate. Well, her damage output is also lacking in all but the most experienced players' hands. Main battery reload time reduced 3.5 to 3.2 seconds. Amount of HP restored by repair party increased by 180 to 238 per second. Hilarious. Like a very difficult ship to play. But if played well, extremely, extremely dangerous. But it wasn't doing well enough, so they're making that a little bit easier to deal with. So in terms of you playing against it, going to be more difficult. All right, so Colbert, in my video yesterday, it was actually cited by one commenter as a ship that needs to be nerfed. You, sir, were denied, and it's going in the opposite direction. I'd take a bow. Improved German secondary guns. This is to do with the penetration characteristics. The HE penetration of the 150 is going from 37 to 38 millimeters. 128 millimeter guns going from 31 to 32 millimeters of armor penetration. So more raw damage with the German secondaries. That's probably about the 10th buff to secondaries / German secondaries since those ships came out. What was it, 3 or 4 years ago at this point in time? So outstanding. Now there's some nerfs. The Prince Rupert, the poor Prince Rupert, Tier 8, main battery reload getting reduced by 2 seconds. Secondary battery reload getting reduced somewhat. The 150s by a half second, the 105s by 0.1 seconds. Overall, just a raw damage per minute reduction of the rubric. So we'll see how that holds up. But nevertheless, the rubric was always there for a good time, not a long time. Now we'll see how good of a time it can have before it gets blasted. Prince Heinrich, the Tier 6 German battle cruiser, also getting a main battery reload reduction by actually full 10% there. So that's relatively significant for that one. Delny, now this is what it says. Delny is proven to be a tricky ship. We're aiming to reduce her overall damage output without changing the main battery firepower. So what's the approach? Well, they're reducing the effectiveness of the torpedoes. Torpedo damage reduced, reload increased, torpedo speed reduced, and as a slight balance, the detection reduced as well by 0.1 kilometers. So slightly harder to dodge, but overall much less effective. I've always suspected Delny was pretty good. I've never played it a lot, but I don't really see it that often. I mean, this is probably 10 people realistically setting the bar for their ship. So apparently they've been doing pretty well. Anyways, they're chopping the torpedoes down. Parseval August Vaughn. Oh, it's receiving nerfs after reigning over Tier 7 carriers for a long time. These changes will reduce their damage output and longevity. Well, sounds great on paper, but really? The max bomb damage reduced by 100. We're talking 6,200 to 6,100. For the stock hull, for the upgraded hull, we're talking a 200 HP max damage reduction, 7,000 to 6,800. Maximum torpedo damage, which was, I don't think, ever her main strength, that's also reduced. That one more significantly, closer to about 8 or 9% reduction there. But the bombs, you'll be happy to know, you fly boys out there, just a slight tweak. Hangar size for both the AP and torpedo bombers reduced from 15 to 14. So I love the introductory paragraph. It's receiving nerfs after reigning over the carriers for a long time. But prove it to me. Those look like relatively minor reductions. Anyways, there's some commander skill changes. Now I'm not going to go into these too in depth. Number one, because about half of them are commander specific. For example, the expeditious base trait of Emily Guay-Prat. We call him Guep in the business. Maximum battleship speed buff increase from 5 to 6.5. Oh, far out. That's cool. Or something called Du Fournay, Francois Dewey, as we call him in the business. Maximum HE shell damage buff increase from 4 to 6. So they're changing some individual commanders. We got something changing to the mortar skill. Cloudy days, I don't know what that means. Reaching out, it's got a, I don't know the names of the perks, so that's why I'm not finding these to be particularly... Oh, twist and track. Here's one that I like. Thanks to the skill's ability to show the direction of the nearest enemy ship, it's proved to be very strong for hunting down or avoiding enemy ships. No shit, Sherlock. That's the entire point of it. These two skills were changed to provide a bit more variety since their former stats made them a default pick. Destroyer gun traverse speed buff reduced. Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, well, twist and track, I mean... I'd say most destroyer players don't even use it. You can tell if you're being detected. Anyway. So you can check that out. But there's, that's probably the most significant one. Anyway, that's pretty much what's coming. I like to get you guys feedback on these. So let us know in the comments what you're digging, what you're not digging. And that helps me inform my content over the next couple weeks. So like, subscribe, do all that stuff. You guys know the drill. Talk to you later. Peace.